Welcome aboard, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here with you for the second hour on the last day of July 2013, the last day of July 2013. One healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, one bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month, not to exceed 4 bottles a month, regardless of how much you weigh, unless I tell you otherwise or Dr. Wallach does. Plus elimination of the 10 bad foods will produce a noticeable, positive, measurable change in your health within 90 days. And this is what we lean on, right? Results. We are a results-oriented organization encouraging you to try it. Take the plunge. For goodness sake, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If, you grow an 11th finger, just send the stuff back. For goodness sake, you get your money back. You got nothing to lose. You got everything to gain. Just listen to my words and see whether or not they resonate truthfully inside of your body-mind. They will. Give it a try. 866-582-9933 is the number to call to speak with me. And if you do not know anybody in the Longevity family, and want to order the products, give my office a call. That's 855-347-3696. 855-347-3696. One of my representatives one of my longevity associates will take your order, hold your hand, and walk you through what to do. Got a Birmingham, Alabama now. Birmingham, Alabama, to talk to Peg. Hey, Peg, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, Dr. Glidden. I started the ASAP thing back in about the end of April, and on my first round, I lost 30 pounds.
Whoa. Slow down. All right, how long did that take? Was it a week, a month, a year? How long was your first round?
My first round was 6 weeks.
6 weeks, that's 5 pounds a week. That's pretty good. Now, had you done before that, Peg, had you done other weight loss things like Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers or anything like that?
I've done it all.
You've done it all, right?
Yeah.
Now, all right, so what was and I don't want you to blow any smoke here. Just tell us the truth, okay? And I can tell when people aren't telling the truth. Just tell the listening audience, please, your experience of ASAP and was it any different than the stuff that you did before? I mean, what was it like compared to the other stuff that you'd done to lose weight?
Well, number one, I had felt great, and it really seemed to curb my appetite. I got to where, I was satisfied with what I was eating, and I was very pleased with how much I felt like I was getting somewhere. It's just been great, almost effortless, if that's possible.
Yeah, that's possible.
But now I'm in the middle of my second round, and I'm having trouble. I don't know why I'm not losing like I did the first time.
All right, so tell me what you're doing specifically. Are you doing the Healthy Start Pack and the ASAP, or what is it that you're actually supplementing
with? The ASAP. I had talked to Dr. Wallach, and he had told me that he wanted me to do the BTT.
Yep.
He wanted the EFAs.
Yep.
And he told me that, I'm like a 300-pound gal, so he said, I know it's going to be pricey for you to do it 3 times, 2 scoops 3 times a day. At least get 2. That's the minimum you can go, and that's basically what I've been doing right there. I did have a time where I felt a little lightheaded and whatnot, and we have a clinic here at work, and I had my blood checked, and they said that my blood sugar was low, and the doctor was upset because I wasn't eating as much as she thought I should.
Well, the doctor's an idiot. I mean, look, you gotta, you're on a weight loss program. You expect to be lightheaded when you're on a weight loss program. I mean, you start a new prescription medication, you expect to have side effects from it. You expect a while for your body to adjust to it. Don't listen to a thing an MD tells you. Nothing that an MD tells you, unless you're in the emergency room and you're bleeding to death, then you can listen to what they say. But before you do that, have your doctor blood checked for drugs, because according to Harvard University, 50 to 55% of emergency room medical doctors are addicted to street drugs, prescription drugs, or alcohol. But I digress. Okay, so you lost 30 pounds in 6 weeks, and now you're doing it again, but you're not. Are you losing anything, or are you just plateaued at that 30-pound mark?
Well, I had gone through several plateaus on this second time around. In fact, I had lost like 12 or 13, and then I kind of stayed the same. But I kept eating like I was eating and doing what I stayed on the routine. And then all of a sudden I start gaining, and I gained 8 back.
Okay. Now, while you've been doing this, have you been working out or going to the gym or doing any type of exercise thing that's not normal for you?
Yeah. I had started water aerobics when I started the first round, and I've just kept doing that, you know.
And have you added anything to it, like you taking an extra water aerobics class, or you doing it for 30 minutes now instead of 15, or what's that like for you?
I started switching up. I started, instead of doing water aerobics, I started walking some days. I started lifting weights.
Well, there you go. All right, so that's what did it. And this is an interesting thing to talk about, because muscle weighs more than fat. Muscle weighs more than fat. So when you're on a weight loss program and you're working out, you know, lifting weights or going to the gym and walking around the block 10 times or doing water aerobics or whatever, your body's going to be building muscle mass, and it's going to be burning fat. And so your weight loss statistics can be confounded, because, son of a gun, you're building muscle mass while you're losing body weight, and so you may actually, on the scale, gain weight, and it's like, what the heck is going on? So the only way that you can really know, regretfully, whether this is working is if you had somebody do a body mass index, right, to calculate how much fat there is on your body at the beginning of the program, and then a couple of weeks into it, and then a couple more weeks into it, and then you can see whether or not you're actually losing fat. Or you can just kind of, you know, take pictures of yourself every 7 days and look to see if visually you can see that, son of a gun, there's less fat but there's more muscle. Or another way that people check it is by their waist size, their dress size, their shirt size, how your clothes that fit you 2 weeks ago, whether they still fit you or whether they're loose now. So, you know, we're getting into a gray area here in the wonderful world of weight loss, especially if you're doing weightlifting, because that's going to build muscle mass, and muscle weighs more than fat. Now, there is one other thing that will confound any weight loss program whatsoever. It's sneaking in extra calories, okay? The only thing that makes people gain weight, and let me say this one more time, the only thing that makes people gain weight is they eat too many calories. There, you know, in the death camps of World War II, there was nobody that was overweight, was there? And it doesn't matter what your height or your age or your sex or your nationality or your race or your predisposing medical condition was. If you're in Auschwitz or Dachau, God forbid, you're going to lose weight because they didn't feed you. So the only thing that makes people gain weight, or what regulates weight, is calories. And not enough calories, you lose weight. Too many calories, you gain weight. The thing that makes us eat too many calories is because our bodies are nutritionally starved. So remember, your body has a God-given wisdom, a God-given intelligence, and your body knows how much vitamin C it needs, how much vitamin B it needs, how much calcium it needs, etc. And when your body's nutrients start running on fumes, your body freaks out and makes you eat. It makes you eat. So, you know, I use this metaphor all the time. If you're nutritionally deficient, because you're not taking longevity stuff, you'll go to Olive Garden, you'll eat 3,000 calories, and 3 hours later you're hungry again. You can't believe it. I just ate all that freaking food, and I'm hungry again. There must be something wrong with me, and your doctor is only too quick to agree. So calorie consumption is the key to a weight loss program that, you know, is successful. Now, when you fill your body's nutrient tank up with the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the EFAs, and the white liquid calcium, and in this case the ASAP, your cravings disappear. Or if they don't disappear, they diminish remarkably. So what you need to get into the habit of, and you really need to dial this in like you're a professional about it, you need to start counting calories. Because it's very, 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 very easy to sneak in calories. Now, the ASAP diet, they recommend 500 calories a day, right? Is that your target, 500 calories a day?
30 pounds, I lost it on 500 calories a day. And of course, the doctors told me I needed to be doing at least 1,000.
Well,
but
you don't listen
I didn't
to that,
understand how I could be gaining weight on 500 calories a day.
Well, there's only two possibilities. You think you're eating 500 calories a day, but you're not. You're sneaking in calories, so you need to start counting calories like your life depended on it, because you may be sneaking stuff in and you're unaware of it, or your muscle mass is replacing the fat, and that's what's causing the weight gain. It's as simple as that. It can only be one of those two things. Well, another possibility is that there's water retention. Are you like getting, swelling around the ankles or the lower legs or the wrists? Is any of that going on?
Yes, my legs I started retaining some fluid, and I might be a tad constipated, so I don't know what to do for that.
Okay,
and
well,
stay within the guidelines.
All right, so those two things are at play then, and water weighs a ton. So it's the combination of the extra muscle mass that you have because you're lifting weights now and the water retention. Those two things together are causing you to gain weight, or causing the scale to go up, right? So we're up against a hard break now, Peg from Birmingham. Hang out over these recorded messages, please. When we come back, I'll finish up with you, and I'll tell you exactly what to do to dial this in. And I am very, very glad that you called, because I have an answer for you. Stick around. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Guess what? It's the last day of July, and this is FireYourMDNow.com. Stick around. 855-347-3696. That's the office number. That's the number to call if you're listening to the podcast, if you're listening to this in some type of pre-recorded format. For information about the health opportunity or the wealth opportunity here, the health opportunity or the wealth opportunity, 855-347-3696. We're going to go right back to Birmingham and finish it up with Peg. Hey, Peg, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. So, here's what we need to do. The major, there's, again, a saying in medicine, right, that when you hear hoofbeats, the first thing you think about is horses before you think about zebras. This is when you're trying to make a diagnosis, which means you think about things that are commonly causing things before you think about weird and arcane esoteric things. The most common cause of water retention in your lower limbs or even your upper limbs is not enough protein in your blood. So you're not eating enough protein, which I'm not surprised because you're on a 500 calorie a day diet. So this means that your body has reached a point in its relationship with weight loss where you need to change things up a little bit, all right? So, if you eat 500 calories a day, you're going to lose, maybe 5 pounds a week. If you eat 1,000 calories a day, you'll lose 2 or 3 pounds a week, right? If you eat 1,500 calories a day, you'll lose a pound a week, whatever. So 1,500 calories a day is our cutoff for weight loss. If you're interested in losing weight, you have to eat 1,500 calories a day or less. So it may be time for you to increase your caloric intake with more protein and switch from 500 to 1,000 calories a day or 1,100 or 1,200 or 1,300 a day. That's going to slow down the weight loss, but, I'm a fan of slow and steady weight loss rather than rapid weight loss. And I would be much more comfortable, quite frankly, seeing you be on an extended program of weight loss at 1,500 calories a day or less, rather than 500 calories a day, which is kind of like the gorilla approach, right? So, it's a free world. You get to choose what you want to do. But whatever you need to do, you need to start eating more protein because you don't have enough protein in your blood, ostensibly, and this is what's causing the water retention. So protein sources, of course, are mixed salted nuts Eggs. Eggs are the protein that all other proteins are compared to. Just eat more eggs every day. Rice and beans together in a meal, meat, chicken, fish, right? These are all protein sources. So you need to increase your consumption of protein. And also, to combat the constipation issue, the recommendation there is adding fiber to the diet. Now, a simple, easy, down and dirty way to do that is to switch from the Beyond Tangy Tangerine to the Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. That's the brand new Beyond Tangy Tangerine. It comes in an orange bottle instead of a blue bottle. It's peach flavored. It tastes better than the red Beyond Tangy Tangerine does. And it has fiber in it that will, a good source of fiber, not wheat fiber, that will help your body have normal bowel movements. And the only other thing that causes constipation, not enough fiber, not enough water, not enough exercise. You're getting enough exercise, so you may want to pay attention to how much water you're drinking and just drink more. So, Peg, what I would do is I would switch to the Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0, and I would add more protein into my diet, and you also must be salting your food so that it tastes good. You must be using salt, and I don't care, man, if it's table salt or whatever the hell it is. Just start salting your food. Are you salting food right now? Are you doing that?
Somewhat. I always kind of cut back a little bit, thinking that I shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, well, who told you to stop salt, right? The MDs. They're absolutely 100% wrong about that, right? So, and I hate to keep harping like this, but if you sat behind my desk for even 7 days and saw the unbelievable incompetence that is played out every week by the MDs, I mean, you'd be horrified. You would be horrified, but nonetheless, salt is good for you. So salt your food so that it tastes good. You need salt to digest food properly. How about that? You need salt to digest food properly, and if you just add more protein and then target, I would go for 1,000, 1,200 calories a day from now on. Switch to the Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. Start salting your food, and just make sure you have a lock on the calories so you're not sneaking in extra calories, because that will screw it up too. So that's what I would do, Pam. Give me a call back in about 3 weeks with a report. I always like to know whether my advice is prudent or not. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your phone call. I appreciate your being a Youngevity member. You, too, can become a Youngevity member, ladies and gentlemen. Just go to fireyourmdnow.com and follow the links. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Stick around. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health, your friendly neighborhood naturopath. Going over to Montana now to talk to Elaine. Hello, Elaine. Thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. I have a person that I talked to this morning by the name of Jason. And Jason started having seizures a few years ago, and he only has seizures at night. But they can be pretty severe where paramedics are called, he stops breathing and so forth. He started going to the doctors, and they've got him on, I'll let him give you the medications. I can't pronounce them. He's on 2 meds. And I'll introduce you to Jason. He's 32 years old, weighs 200 pounds, and he started out just having a couple of seizures a year, and now he's up to having 8 seizures in half a year, so he's not getting any better. So this is Jason. Jason, just tell Dr. Glidden your story. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Elaine. Hey, Jason. How are you? Thanks for finding your way to my radio show. How can I help?
I'm doing well. Basically, I started having seizures in 2010, and currently, they just seem to be getting worse. I only have issues when I go to sleep. They currently have me on 100 milligram zonizamide capsules, and I take clozapam 0.5 milligram capsules. I take those probably maybe 3 times a week, but I have these seizures in my sleep, and I haven't really been able to get any answers as to why, and they just want to keep throwing these meds at me, and it's just really not helping.
Well, there's a saying, it's not a medical saying, it's a colloquialism. If you throw enough crap on the wall, something's bound to stick, right? So that's what the MDs are doing with you, because they have no conceptual idea whatsoever about what the causative factor of seizures are. So all they do is roll out the next designer drug, and they try it. You're a living, walking experiment with them. And while you have been under their care, while you have been giving them your hard-earned money in the form of medical insurance premiums every month, and then co-pays, and then all of this money for the prescriptive agents, you're getting worse. Your seizures aren't getting better, they're getting worse, which means they have let you down, which means they have failed you. And if I were you, again, I would ask them for a refund. I would say, look, I've been under your care for 8 years. You have no idea what's going on. You have no idea why these things are happening only at night. You have no idea why they're getting worse. You're just throwing drugs at it. I want my damn money back because you suck at what you do. While I have given my life over to you, I'm going to hell in a handbasket. It's getting worse, not getting better. Now, look, I'm glad that you found your way here, right? And even if I'm not able to provide a therapeutic that doesn't work, right? The fact of the matter is that while you have been under their care, their therapeutics haven't worked, but you've been paying through the nose for it. And you wouldn't accept this type of behavior in any other type of industry. You know, if you bought a $5,000 computer and it failed, you'd take it back, get your money back. If you put a brand new roof on your house and the first rainstorm it leaked, you'd get your money back. But when the MDs screw up, you know, we give them a pass and we go back to them. And so, look, if enough people start making noise and saying, look, you go, what the heck, man? I really expected more than this. I really did expect more than this. I want you to explain yourself. Please, just tell me what the heck is going on, why I'm not getting any better, and what the heck you're doing. And if you don't give me an answer that's satisfactory, I want my damn money back. That's what I would do. But I digress. Now, from our point of view, right, anybody that has seizure activity has problems with their central nervous system. It's your brain and your nerves. Now, if you had a broken leg, heaven forbid, you went skiing, you know, in Montana and broke your leg, you went elk hunting in Montana and broke your leg, whatever it is, you broke your leg, you would have somebody set the bone, put a cast around it, and you'd walk on crutches for a while, and it would be prudent for you to take more calcium and more minerals into your body. Well, why? Because that's what your bones are made out of, and that's just a smart idea. Well, when we're trying to get on the other side of an illness that involves the central nervous system, it's also a smart idea to get on board with a diet that's high in the stuff that your brain and your nerves are made from. And guess what that is? Cholesterol. You need to be on a high cholesterol diet. And if I were naturopathic medicine is licensed in Montana and regulated in Montana, but I do not currently hold a Montana license. I could have a Montana license in probably 5 weeks if I gave the state of Montana, however much money they need, because I have all the requirements to be licensed. But because I do not hold an active license in the state of Montana, I can't tell you professionally to stop taking a prescription medicine that I can't prescribe in the state of Montana. However, if you were my patient in Seattle, or if I were licensed in the state of Montana, I would tell you to stop. I would tell you to flush any cholesterol-lowering medication that you're taking down the drain. I don't know if you're taking any, but are you taking any statin drugs or cholesterol-lowering meds, by the way?
The only thing I take is the zonizumab, the clozapam, and then I got an all-natural product that's called DMG. It's 500 milligram DMG capsules. That's all I take.
Okay.
My biggest problem is I just have a ton of side effects from this medication, lack of appetite. I just don't really feel like myself anymore. The seizures are getting worse. They only occur, like I said, in my sleep. I go to sleep every night. Like, I can literally go to sleep right now, and I'll fall asleep, and my arms from my forearm to my fingertips, they'll go numb. They'll start tingling. I have a hard time moving sometime or gasping for air, and then I'll get it back, and I'll go back to sleep, and it'll be fine, and then occasionally I'll seize up from it. But
how tall are you?
I'm about 6 foot or 6'1", and I weigh about 200 pounds.
And did you used to be taller? I mean, have you lost height in the last 3, 4, 5 years?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't think so.
So I would. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I did have my jaw broke 8 months before I ever seized up, but it wasn't that bad. It was a straight break. I didn't have to get wired shut. I never lost consciousness. They just put a little titanium.
Happen? Were you in a car crash? Were you in a fist fight? How did that happen?
I got jumped by some guys, and I got hit in the jaw, and
broke it.
It broke straight down.
Have you ever
I never got wired shut.
All right, very, very good. I don't care about that. Have you ever been to a chiropractor?
Okay. Yes.
And after you had your jaw broken, you went to see a chiropractor, and they looked at your neck, and they looked at your back, and they said everything was fine?
A chiropractor told me that I had something wrong in the back of my neck, that basically if she adjusted me for 6 months, I would never have seizures again.
And did she do that?
I was kind of skeptical of it.
Did you go to her for treatment or not?
I did for a little bit, but it got too expensive. I went to her probably 6 or 8 times.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, well, that's interesting that she should say that.
Cranial fault is what it was. Cranial fault is what she said.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. All right. So, well, look, here's what we're going to do. We got to give your body the raw materials that it needs to have a healthy central nervous system. And stop eating food that's hurting the central nervous system. Eat food that's going to help the central nervous system. Keep our fingers crossed and see what happens. Now, I would give this program 90 days to judge it. I would do this program for 3 months in a row before you judge it up or down. And this is a holistic approach, right? This is not specifically a treatment for, seizures, right? We don't do that. We don't give disease-specific treatments. We give holistic medical nutrition, which in this case will support and promote the structure and function of your central nervous system. But because it's holistic, when you're doing it, you want to look to see, in addition to the seizures, what happens to your mood and your energy and your sleep and your appetite and your bowel movements and everything else, because everything is connected from a nutritional perspective. So the recommendation here would be a diet that's high in cholesterol. The cheapest, easiest, probably tastiest form of cholesterol is chicken egg. The yolk. I mean, eat 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 chicken eggs a day with butter and salt. Don't be afraid of full-fat milk and full-fat yogurt and full-fat cheese and rare meat and rare hamburger and chicken skin, turkey skin. Stuff that's high in cholesterol is a good thing for you to do right now. I want you also to be salting your food so that it tastes good. Don't be afraid of salt. You need salt. Salt is a healthy addition to your diet. Your digestion needs salt, so be salting your food so that it tastes good. Eat a diet that's high in cholesterol, and there are 10 foods that you need to stop eating, and Elaine has that list. She has the list of the 10 bad foods. She'll give it to you. You need to stop eating those foods because these foods can cause inflammation, low-grade inflammation to the body and mess you up. Kind of the same way that, if you bought a brand new Dodge Ram truck and it had a diesel engine, but you put unleaded fuel in it, the car would run like crap. It would run, but it would run like crap just because it has the wrong fuel in it. Well, the human body's the same. You start putting the right fuel in the human body, and all of a sudden everything starts working much better. So a diet that's high in cholesterol. Eliminate 10 bad foods, but the secret sauce here is giving your body the raw nutrients that it needs to have a healthy central nervous system, and do this all for 90 days. So the recommendation at 200 pounds to support and promote the function and perhaps even the structure of your central nervous system would be 1 healthy brain and heart pack. Well, you're 200 pounds, it would be 2 healthy brain and heart packs, 2 healthy brain and heart packs, and 4 bottles of selenium a month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs and 4 bottles of selenium a month. I would also do 2 bottles either of the plant-derived minerals or the cherry mints. The plant-derived minerals or the cherry mints every month. So that's a couple of bottles of the plant minerals, 4 bottles of selenium, and 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month for 90 days. plus eliminate the 10 bad foods, plus eat a diet that's high in cholesterol, and look to see inside of those 90 days whether or not you get a positive bang from this program. And I got to tell you the truth, man. Most people that get on board with this program, within 2, 3, 4 weeks, they feel a noticeable improvement, right? So you're either going to feel better or you're not. Give it 90 days to judge it. And if you do feel better, then you just have to maintain the discipline and ride this horse as far as it's going to take you. And God only knows where that's going to be. Maybe it's going to be 100% improvement. Maybe it's going to be 80%, maybe 50%. I don't know. But after you've been on this stuff for 4 weeks, then I would consult a pharmacist, and I would say, hey, look, man, I want to come off of these meds. Please give me a reduction schedule so I can eliminate them. I want to see how my body does in an unmedicated state. You need professional guidance to do that. Go to a pharmacist. They'll tell you how to withdraw from these meds. But I don't want you to do that until you've been nutrified and on my program for 4 weeks. Then slowly withdraw from the meds with professional supervision. Keep your fingers crossed and see how you feel. Again, we lean on results. Thanks, Elaine, for bringing somebody else into the light of medical nutrition. Ladies and gentlemen, you can do it too by becoming a longevity representative. Please visit my website, fireyourmdnow.com. Click on the longevity button and join the team. Back after these messages. We're into the final segment here on the 31st day of July, and yesterday we finished it off in Florida. Looks like we're starting a trend here. We're going to finish it off again today in Florida by talking to Carol. Hey, Carol, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome. How can I help?
Well, my sister has problems with her teeth. They want to pull 2 of her pretty prominent front teeth, and I'm afraid they're jumping the gun on this. It has separated itself. The teeth have separated from the gum, but you've done such wonderful thing with your OsteoRx and FX and your calcium. She has the osteo.
The Cal-Toddy, yeah.
She's taking that. She's taking the plant-derived minerals, and she's been putting them on her teeth. She's been on the program for about a month, and things have tightened up, but they're really very anxious to pull. And I think it's just a little premature because they're saying that she's going to get an infection.
Well, it's a fear factor, right? This is all that they have. And in their defense, which is minimal, all that they know is conventional medical treatment. They have no idea about medical nutrition. They have no experience with medical nutrition. They've never seen any of their patients apply medical nutrition. So, from their point of view, well, holy smokes, the teeth are going to have to be pulled, and why the heck are you going to wait? Because the longer you wait, the more of a problem it might be. And so, and I also need, to fill my chair, and what the hell is your problem? This is how these people think. And, you can never unpull a tooth, right? So as long as it's not a life-threatening emergency, I always recommend nutrition. And if she's experiencing a positive benefit in 4 weeks, well, then we can logically assume that 4 weeks more is going to give her more of a positive benefit, and 8 weeks more of a positive benefit, because the positive effects of medical nutrition accrue on themselves like a snowball rolling down a hill. And, more in this case would be better. So she can do more. So have her, double up the dose. Have her double up the dose of the plant minerals and the calcium. Have her double that dose. And if she's worried about an infection, and I have no idea whether that's even real or not, they might just be saying that to save their own butts. But one thing that she can do is rinse her mouth 3 times a day with a little bit of Longevity's colloidal silver. Longevity makes a pretty good colloidal silver. So if she puts a little bit of that colloidal silver in a little bit of water and swishes it around in her mouth for a minute like, a mouthwash, especially swishing it around the teeth where the gum problem is. Well, that's going to go a long way towards helping to prevent any type of infectious disease to happen. She can also, take 2 or 3 killer biotic a day to support and promote the structure and function of her immune system. 1 killer biotic with breakfast, 1 with lunch, 1 with dinner. That's going to go a long way towards helping to strengthen her immune system. So, I really don't think that an infection here is in the crosshairs. I mean, I'd have to look at the dental work, but I'm telling you, the dentists probably are just going by the party line here, and they have no idea at all what can happen with medical nutrition. Neither does she. So as long as there are positive results and it ain't a life-threatening emergency, just stay the course, double down on the dosage, do a little bit of colloidal silver, keep her fingers crossed, what the heck. I mean, she can always have the teeth yanked 6 months from now, right? So that would be my recommendation for her moving forward, because remember, you can't never pull a tooth, and it's going to be a pretty penny for the doctor to put an implant or a bridge or something in there. Does that make sense?
Do you recommend any glucogel for her too?
No, I wouldn't. Well, yes. As a matter of fact, not knowing the exact nature of the tooth problem, yes, I would recommend glucogel. Whenever we're trying to support and promote a bone, we do glucogel, because the bones, the matrix, the little skeleton around which all the minerals stick, the calcium and the phosphorus and the boron and the magnesium, those are all sticking to glucosamine sulfate, chondroitin sulfate, hyaluronic acid membrane, or a little what am I trying to say, backbone, so to speak. So yeah, glucogel is never a bad idea in this case, and you know the dose, 1 capsule per 10 pounds of body weight per day. Thanks so much for the call, Carol. I appreciate your support and what you're doing for your community. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time. I'm going to see you tomorrow, God willing, in August. Until then, remember, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health. Over and out.